then that means they're pushing me to drive tonight to get it down there, and I don't want to drive tonight. All right, it's the end of the day. Today did not go good. I got unloaded this morning. It's Monday. Got unloaded this morning. That went good. I went to go reload, and I was loading at a place that I have not been there before, and I really wanted this place to work out because they have good side kit freight. But it took 7.5 hours to get loaded today. From the time I got there and checked in, from the time I got my paperwork and got out of there. So I wanted to talk about a couple things. This is just going to be a talking video. I wanted to talk about a couple things, and they all relate to today. First one is coordinator slash dispatcher. I use the word coordinator because that's what our company uses. The second is detention pay, and then the third is the ELD. First, I'll go with my dispatcher slash coordinator. I give her a lot of credit. I am just one of 50 drivers that she has to deal with every day, and she does an excellent job at it. I don't even think I talked to her. I didn't talk to her until about 4:45 today. You know, nowadays everything's on the app. They know where you're at and what you're doing when you're on site. But I had sent a message to my coordinator. Here, let me pull it up real quick here. At let's see, at 3 p.m. I sent her a message. I said, you can mark this place off the list. I will not be coming back. I am still waiting to get loaded. And that was at 3. At 3:25, she sent me a message. She talked to the agent. She said, agent is checking on detention pay. And then at 4:15, she sent me a message that said, you got paid for detention. And there's two ways you can get paid for detention. You can get paid detention directly. They'll add it right to the load. Or most of the time, they have to put in a request, and then you might see your detention pay like 90 days later. So, you know, me and my coordinator, we had a conversation a couple days ago. We were talking about the relationship between drivers, coordinators, and agents. And I was trying to get her perspective on kind of what she expects from a driver, and then kind of what I expect from a coordinator. And then we were talking about agents. And when I talk about agents, agents are nationwide. Mercer is the main company, and then they have agents, and they're like, and those agents are like independent contractors, like we are owner-operators. They own the agent in certain areas, certain cities throughout the United States. So when I use the word agent, that's what I'm talking about, is different agents. You know, and then I talked to her about agents, and I said, you know, sometimes there's a real disconnect between the agent and the driver. As a driver, I should be able to call the agent, and they should have all the information that I need for whatever load I'm picking up. That's what I expect from an agent, and it doesn't happen, you know, all the time. But an agent will tell you, you know, all the agent information has is what's on the computer screen. Well, I need more information on what's in the computer screen. An example, do they have overnight parking? Is it an appointment? Do I need an appointment? Is it okay if I get there early? What happens if I'm late? Is this place notorious for being late? Those kind of questions that you ask an agent. And a lot of drivers get hung up and they ask the dispatcher. Well, the dispatcher slash coordinator, all they know is the information that's in the screen. Now, you can go off the knowledge that they have because, you know, like I said, you're just one of 50 drivers that dispatcher is dealing with. So most likely she's had a driver been to that facility before or not. And she'll say, well, usually, you know, we don't have a problem, or, you know, you can expect this. And you know, sometimes she'll go, yeah, you know, usually this isn't a good place to go. And you just kind of have to draw off her information. I have not had a lot of dispatchers in my career because I have not been to a lot of companies, but I do know when somebody can do a good job and when somebody's doing a good job. And my coordinator, she does an excellent job. You know, besides the fact of dispatching trucks, she has to deal with a lot of emotions. Drivers are upset. I was upset today. You know, and I'm kind of an easy guy to deal with. I think I am. But, you know, just in that text message, you know, for her to come back and say, okay, I'm working on getting you detention pay. Well, in my opinion, the coordinator talking to the agent has more pull than the driver talking to the agent directly. Because most of the time, the agent won't BS the coordinator. Whereas sometimes an agent will just say whatever to get the driver off the phone. That's my experience, and that's not every agent. That's just kind of my experience. So, you know, my coordinator, when she goes to bat for me to get my detention pay, you know, I give her a lot of credit for that. And then, like I said, you know, she has to be able to, you know, deal with very emotional drivers sometimes. Trucks break down, family problems, all those things add up, you know. So I have to give her a lot of credit. There's a lot of stuff that she has to deal with. So anyway, that's kind of my coordinator. Detention pay, I kind of touched on that. I got paid detention. Now, I give credit to the agent. They paid me detention. And they paid me, I don't want to say a lot of money for detention, but they paid me a fair amount for the detention. And, you know, she said this usually doesn't happen with this customer, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I understand, because I really wanted to work out. Now, by that agent paying me my detention, to me, that means a lot to me, because that agent did not have to go to bat for me to give me that detention money. She could have just wrote me off and said, sorry for your luck, better luck next time. So by her, I use the word her, but by that agent paying me, I'm going to go back to that place. I got burnt. I was there for quite a while, and, you know, and I was talking to other drivers, and they said, yeah, it's usually not this long. You know, something's not going right today. So, but by that agent paying me, I will go back and I'll try this place because they have good sidekick freight. And that's why I wanted it to work out. Let's see, third thing, ELD. There's been a lot of talk about the electronic logging, ELD, electronic logging device. As if a lot of you guys have watched me go way back, you kind of know I am pro ELD. For the fact of today, an example of today is perfect of why I like the ELD. With that 14-hour rule, yes, I got hung up for 7.5 hours or whatever. Now this load's only going 300 miles down to Louisville, so I can make it up in the morning. But if there's been a lot of talk of being able to adjust the 14-hour, stop the 14-hour, this and that. And in my opinion, I don't want that. I want the 14-hour in effect, because what it does is it takes the pressure off of the driver to get the load there. If you have the ability to stop your 14-hour clock, now the customer, the shipper, or the receiver, the pressure is not on them to get you out of there quickly, because now they know that, oh, well, that's all right, he can still get there in time if we hold him up for 5 or 6 hours. Whereas the way it is now, the pressure is on the shipper and the receiver to get you in and out, because if they want their customer to get their product in time, they need to service you in a timely manner. And if you do away with that window and say, okay, well, you can stop it and start it and stop it, I don't agree with that. I think you need that pressure. If you're going to change the industry and change the way these shippers and receivers treat you, then, you know, the pressure has to be on them to get you in and out so that their product gets delivered on time. if you take that pressure off them, and now the driver has the ability to get it there on time, the pressure's not on them anymore. Now the pressure is back on the driver to get it there. So example today, if you could have said, oh, well, he can stop his clock, even though it took 8 hours, it's sitting there, stop his clock, and he can start his clock up again once he gets loaded and leave, and the 14-hour clock doesn't come into play, then that means they're pushing me to drive tonight to get it down there, and I don't want to drive tonight. I've sat there for almost 8 hours waiting to get loaded. I spent a whole day waiting to get loaded. A normal person has a normal eight-hour day job. Why should I have to drive all night because they screwed up? So I am pro ELD, and I know a lot of people don't agree with that, and a lot of people want to fight it, but you know, I like the fact now that the shipper and the receiver has the pressure on them to get you in and out. Now they don't want to hold the driver up because they need to get their product delivered. And if you change that, you're not going to change the industry. That's my opinion. But anyway, all right, this was just a talking video. I'm sorry, but I'm not too mad. Like I said, I got paid for my detention. That was nice. That settled me down a little bit. I was a little wound up earlier today because I did get held up. I give my coordinator a lot of credit. She has to deal with a lot of issues, and she is very, very good at her job. And I'm glad that I have a good coordinator / dispatcher. It makes my job a lot easier being able to trust her. So, oh, I fixed my little light. I did fix the little light. I fixed that on Saturday. I got lucky. It was just a broken wire in a connection. So I just spliced it back together, and hopefully it'll last for a little while longer. We're going to be down in Louisville tomorrow. We're going to deliver this. Our appointment's not till 1 o'clock, so we're going to leave here in the morning. We got about 5 hours, give or take a little bit, to get down to Louisville. So we'll leave in the morning, have plenty of time to deliver this. So anyway, thanks for listening to me rant and rave. I know this is just kind of a talking video, but I mean, all in all, everybody did what they were supposed to do today, and I appreciate that. I got held up. The agent took care of me. The agent paid me detention. My coordinator went to bat for me to make sure that I got paid detention. So all in all, everything went okay. It could have been a lot worse, and you know me, I'm kind of a positive guy, but I was kind of wound up this afternoon. We got 40,000 pounds of iron sheets, all different sizes and thicknesses, and that's one reason why it took a while to get loaded. I will try this place again. I don't know, probably not in the near future, but in the later future, I might go over there and try them again. So, all right. Thanks for watching, and talk to you guys later. Bye.